podcasts on UNCTV.org are made possible through the financial contributions of viewers like you, who invite you to join them in supporting UNC-TV.
Did you know that after New York and California, North Carolina, with 6, has the largest number of accredited opera companies in America? Opera productions are held all over the state, so Julia Carpenter met with the North Carolina Opera Company in Raleigh to hear about their upcoming production, The Turn of the Screw, and to meet a rising new opera star.
The word opera in Italian means work, and it takes years of practice and training, rehearsals to become an opera star. We're here to meet opera star Andrea Moore, who's also on the voice faculty at UNC Chapel Hill. She is coaching her prize-winning pupil, Caroline, and there's a perceptible vibration in the air as she sings. Why does North Carolina have such a thriving opera community?
And I think that it has to do with the universities, the cultivation of programs that bring up artists like ours here at UNC and at other universities who have very fine arts programs and singing programs.
Andrea sings for many different opera companies all over North Carolina.
It's a small little world, even though we have 6 thriving companies. So having come back from living in Germany, living in New York, singing elsewhere, I do feel that living in North Carolina, I can steadily have an active performance career as well as teaching career right here at home, and it's a pleasure.
How long have you wanted to be an opera singer?
Gosh, I don't know. I saw my first opera with my mother when I was in the 5th grade, and it was Carmen, which is it's the opera to see, you know, if you don't know anything about opera. And I stuck with it, and I think sometime late in high school, I really realized that I had an affinity for it, you know, and that I wanted to stick with it.
Becoming an opera singer requires dedication and constant hard work.
Well, you're looking at an hour to 2 hours of real practice, you know, real vocalizing every day, but you need so many more hours to work on the languages, to study the music itself and the text.
North Carolina Opera has a growing, outstanding reputation.
We want to make an interesting mix of repertoire. You know, opera has been around for 400 years, and there are lots and lots and lots of really fantastic pieces. And you want to do a mix of things that are classic and familiar that our audience really likes, and other wonderful pieces that they don't yet know they like. And so the trick is to get the right mix.
There's tremendous risk involved when you decide on a major opera and to stage it.
Yes, there is risk. It's very expensive. Opera is the combination of all the different art forms. You know, you've got not just theater, but you've got music and literature and dance and visual arts. And you put all those together, and it is very expensive. But the great thing is that you get what you pay for. There's nothing else like it. But we also want to present operas with singers drawn from the community. And we're very fortunate here in the Triangle to have a lot of really fantastic musicians who live here. So we're proud that for The Turn of the Screw, which we're doing now, all the singers come from the Triangle. They all live in Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill, and of course we have Jerry Davis directing, and we're very excited about that.
I asked Jerry Davis what was different about directing opera singers.
Well, I think the breadth is the challenge really for us. Singers need breath in order to communicate fully the score, and so some of the things that I like to do with actors I can't do with singers, because if I did, they'd run out of breath, and so I have to be cognizant of telling the story in a minimalist way in terms of movement. And that's really challenging and really rewarding as a director, because it forces me not to fall back on old habits.
Timothy Myers, director and principal conductor, talks about the careful selection of singers and musicians.
So you have to have an intimate knowledge of what kind of voice the piece actually requires. Then you have to have a comprehensive knowledge of the singers that are out there. In North Carolina Opera, we have the North Carolina Opera Orchestra, which is a roster of people that we engage regularly to play the operas. In opera, the orchestra is also carrying emotional weight and energy. And so it's critical that the orchestra is able to communicate musically as much as the singers do, because that's when you really get the strongest impact with this art form.
Opera singers and musicians are expected to come prepared, know their music and role before official rehearsals start, and may only have 3 to 5 days to rehearse before the opening night.
My favorite role is often what I'm working on. And so right now I'm just enjoying and devouring this amazing part of the governess in the Turn of the Screw. She's fascinating and very vocally challenging, so that's thrilling to me.
North Carolina Opera Company is very active in community outreach, and to learn more about the Taste of Opera programs, as well as the upcoming North Carolina Opera Gala and fall season, visit their website at ncopera.org. If you're looking for an exciting performing arts program, put North Carolina Opera on your list. For North Carolina Weekend, I'm Julia Carpenter.
The North Carolina Opera's production of The Turn of the Screw runs May 12th and 13th at the Carolina Theater in Durham. For tickets, call the box office at 919-792-3850 or go online to ncopera.org to find out about upcoming operas and special events.
Podcasts on UNC-TV.org are made possible through the financial contributions of viewers like you, who invite you to join them in supporting UNC-TV.